Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Far Lands or Bust, episode 603. I almost forgot. Oh, I did forget about our deluxe hidey hole here, in which Wolfie has joined us. We have the deluxe exit. And look, a deluxe snowball that I can toss at this brown sheep up here. Whoop, oh, that brown sheep. Oh, now he's back. Well, oh well. He's all right. He's all right. But yeah, let's get out. Oop. Well, I guess that works. Let's secure the last episode's hidey hole. Arrange some inventory. That is east. This way is west. Let us continue on, like I said, for episode 603 of Far Lands or Bust for your Wednesday, August 24th, 2016, as we have been doing so for over 5 years now. Walking west to these far lands in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3, an old version of the game, my friends. That's why nothing looks familiar to you, and I have no sprinting abilities or hunger bar or any such distractions to get in the way of our journey here. Ooh, ba to you too, Mr. Sheep. Ba to you too. Well, this was not the right way to go. Thought I would have a little bit of fun, go through a tunnel, but got stuck. So yeah, episode 603. At farlandsbus.com, we are raising money for Child's Play charity, who help get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. We're trying to raise $60,000 this season, and we've done it. We've done a bit of it. We've done 66% of it. That's right, we passed that $40,000 mark right now as I'm recording. Are at $40,040. Right there on the homepage of Far Lands or Bust. You can check that out. You could donate as well yourself. That'd be much appreciated, but we did it. And earlier I mentioned that the little mini goal of $40,000 would unlock Kurt J. Mack, most adamant Minecraft player against modded Minecraft, that I would play on the Crack Pack server. I would play the Crack Pack. I have to determine still if the Minecraft Crack Pack server is a viable source of crack package. But, crack package. Package. But, yeah, so that's been unlocked, so I'm looking into that. I think my main reservation about modded Minecraft is simply the process of getting and installing mods, as we experienced when I played a little bit of Life in the Woods. Just all the crazy ad and spam and browser hijacky goodness that comes along with trying to download these mods. But we'll push through it and then give it a shot. No promises as to whether or not it's going to be a long-term playthrough or anything like that, but I'll give it a shot. I'll check it out. And we'll see what we can do from that. And that's much appreciated to you guys for getting us to $40,000. Let's keep that push on towards $60,000, the Season 6 goal. And then when we do reach that $60,000, I will finally press F3 during a Flobathon live stream marathon situation. And we'll finally find out how far I've been walking this past over a year since Season 5 ended. So that's much appreciated, and much appreciation as well, whoops, to Fajitas. Fajitas Command came through with a very generous donation to tip us over the top of that $40,000 mark. Also previously had a very big donation, didn't have a question, but asked, would you please do a spoken word rendition of any pop song of your choice? Any Taylor Swift song is appreciated. I didn't do that yet. This was a couple months ago that this donation came through. I didn't do that because I don't know any Taylor Swift songs, and I clearly speak these from memory. But I asked in the last episode for your inputs as to what I might be able to sing or speak. Speak, I'm not singing, speaking. And I got the top recommendation was for All Star by Smashmouth. All Star by Smashmouth. I will say this now, before continuing on, that this will indeed be the last spoken word pop song of Far Lands or Bustitude. I've done it twice now, and I think both times from Fajitas Command. I appreciate the donations, but as you know, long-time viewers will know that I do not I do not subscribe to the stunt or dancing monkey for your amusement method of donation collections. Not that I don't appreciate this, but I just want to make sure I nip this one in the bud before it grows a little bit too far. So here we go. I'm not going to do the whole song. I'm choosing select about the last half of the song, Smashmouth, All-Star. And there we have it. No. All right, here we go. I need to get in like a good configuration here so I'm not distracted. I just gotta make sure I'm not gonna jump on any pools of lava. That'd be important, right? I should probably, let's get in a boat. The boat's probably the best method of not needing to watch where I'm going. So here we go. Somebody once asked, could I spare some change for gas? I need to get myself away from this place. I said, yep. What a concept. I could use a little fuel myself, and we could all use a little change. Well, the years start coming, and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules, and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head, it gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey, now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Hey, now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Woof. There we go, my friends. Thank you once again, Fajitas Command, for all of your generosity to Child's Play Charity at farlinesbus.com. Also very generous, as were quite a few Mindcrack fans over the weekend. We held the Mindcrack Marathon. Raiser of funds for Minecon, the road to Minecon, and Fajitas was a very prominent supporter of that, as well as many others, and we have reached the goals for that, and are all, well, not all, but the majority getting ourselves to Minecon this year. That's next month? Is that next month? No, that's September. Well, that is next month now, isn't it? Ho! Okay, so I guess we'll look forward to that. But yeah, so that happened also, and I do appreciate that. And with the most recent donation from Fajitas, had no question, had no song requests, simply wanted to request I shout out and promote people supporting their local humane society or SPCA. Fajitas Command, a very adamant supporter of pet and animal welfare, so I will second that motion. As somebody who is adamant about adopting pets, dogs, whatever, from shelters as opposed to getting new or anything like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that if it's done right, but you know what I mean. There are many other options out there for you to help out, and that's what I would promote. Right, Wolfie? You're adopted. Your gotcha date was back on episode 31, 32? I never remember. But it's been so long. So long. Indeed. Did I miss a verse there? That felt like that went really fast. No, I got them all. I got them all. All right. Neat. We can continue on here. Well, actually, the sun's about to set, so let me get in a good configuration here for the elevated hidey hole. Do I need... No, I don't need any wood. I'm good without that wood. How about up here? Then we'll have some additional questions to answer from donors to Child's Play Charity. After I take a little bit of a snooze here, and continue in the morning. And awakeness. And a Smashmouthness. Max asks, do you have any good strategies for motivating yourself when you need to do something unpleasant but unnecessary? Or, but necessary. Unpleasant but necessary. That's something I've been working on rather significantly lately. It certainly is, whether or not it be making a decision or having a conversation that's not pleasant, or doing something where there's a kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a cliff to climb. You know, some sort of, whether it's just anxiety or whatever, worry or whatnot. So yeah, that's been a problem for a while. The advice I've gotten is to just take action. I'll often end up getting wrapped up in the details or the long-term steps of, oh, I've got to do this, but then this has to come after this and that, but I also have to do this. Do I have time for this? And then instead of doing one or any of those items, I'll do none because I just freeze. So the advice and kind of the thing that I'm working on via practice is to just take action. And then that takes the worry away because that thing is complete and you can move on to the next action. So I think, regardless of those items, take action, I guess, is just the sort of thing, you know, the only... There isn't any special saying or fortune cookie that you can read that'll make it all easier for you. You just got to take action, and doing whatever it is that needs to be done is the only way to get it done, really. And of course, not trying not to overwhelm yourself by thinking of the other things that have to happen after. Just think of the thing that has to happen first, and then do it. Do it to it. So I think that. Yeah, and again, I'm no expert. I'm still very much in progress. I'm a work in progress, figuring that sort of stuff out myself. This is bad. Woof. How about we make a little bridge, and Wolfie will push us off of it. Hello, sheep. You now have a bridge to the rest of the world. Oh, gosh. You fell and then respawned up here, but still took damage. That was that. Now you're thinking with portals. Oop, yep, I want to give him the bone, not the axe. Oh man, see, I think that's kind of the best way I can put it. For that, I guess. Max, thank you very much for your donation to Child's Play Charity. Balsamon says, I'm not a huge fan of stinging insects, such as wasps, hornets, yellow jackets. If you could remove one species of plant or animal from existence with no ecological consequences, which would you pick? Well, I can't say I come into great frequency. Well, no, I just thought, actually, probably the mosquito. Even though I know mosquitoes do serve a purpose, but this question was in regard to having no environmental or ecological or food chain impact. The mosquito is probably the most annoying. Not a huge problem here in Arizona because it's so dry, but when they do, they do. When they do come, they do, and they itch. And also just certainly back in the Midwest, real pain just not being able to stay out near dusk or past dusk or anything like that, which really impacted. Yeah, that was one of the annoyances with trying to do astronomy during the winter in the Midwest, oh, you just had to deal with, you know, negative 20 degrees after the sun goes down or past midnight or 1 a.m. or something like that. Oh, well then that gets much better in the summer. No, in the summer you have to deal with mosquitoes, so you gotta still cover yourself head to toe, make sure, you know, any skin that's exposed is gonna get mosquito bites regardless of how much mosquito repellent you put on, and you also don't want to use too much mosquito repellent because it actually damages telescopic equipment. Whatever chemicals are in bug spray break down plastics, which much of telescopes are made out of. Hey, Wolfie! So, yeah, it would be a lot more convenient to be without mosquitoes, I think. I mean, like, bees and wasps, sure, they're annoying, but I haven't, you know, that's a rare run-in. Of course, I'm tempting fate now by saying that. And it's not like I get attacked by snakes or anything, or, you know, I can't think of anything else. In college, I don't know what it was. It must have maybe been because we were around a lot of fields and cornfields and stuff. But the those little imitation ladybugs, they're not actual ladybugs. I think they're called, like, were they Asian ladybugs or Japanese ladybugs? An invasive species of ladybug impersonators, they're kind of more orange than red, would be just, they would swarm the campus, and they bite. When they land on you, they bite. Those were incredibly annoying as well. So I'm sure if you asked me at that time, I would have said those screws. But probably mosquito is just as the thing that I come most in contact with most frequently and is most annoying to deal with. Mosquitoes. Oops, I already answered that question about the favorite jet fighter. Never mind. Skipping. Jack asks, what is your favorite video game besides Minecraft? I'm sure I've tried to answer this before. I really enjoyed Kerbal Space Program as a game. As just a unique concept and a well-made game and a fun game to play. Of course, you all know my historical affinity and nostalgia for the original Tomb Raider games. That's kind of my entry point into modern gaming. Was the original Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 games. Before they started to go a little bit off the rails there, and then into Angel of Darkness, and then everything was lost. All was lost. I could try to beeline it through here. I don't see any skeletons. Oop, but there is a obstruction in my way I don't see. Yeah, just a bunch of zombies. Oh. There we go. Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. See, they've got nothing on us. Oh, I've fallen. They've got something on me. Alright. See, I'll probably go with either of those. The best, like, racing game I ever played was definitely the, while sure, the old NASCAR racing 2002, 2003 games were really good. I just think overall racing game for fun and variety was the Toka Race Driver series. Toka Race Driver 3 or 4, whatever the last one of the series was before they turned it into Grid. That was a really fun, that's a game that I like played the entire career through, and you unlock all the different disciplines of racing. That was a fun racing game as far as that's concerned. I guess if we want to get a little bit more specific with different genres. Ooh, look at all this. Look at all this. A bunch of trees on mountains and cliffs and whatnots. Neat. So yeah, that's a tough question, but a good one. And there have been, like, plenty of other, like, really good games that I've played, you know. Indie games or whatever, but if we're looking at favorites, beside Minecraft, I'll have to say those. An anonymous donor asks, is there anything about Minecraft that you learned after playing for a long time? Well, I still don't know redstone at all. How to make any sort of mechanical doors or thingies. I only recently, what was it, episode 400 of this series, recently, 203 episodes ago, was the first time I ever crafted a piston, ever, in any version of the game. I still don't know how to craft repeaters or powered rails in the current versions of the game. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know that I ever actually killed the Ender Dragon by myself in a single-player scenario. It's always just been on the Mindcrack server that I did that. That you learned after playing for a long time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's hard to say, because like a lot of stuff isn't required to be known the way it's an open-ended game. So yeah, that's an interesting question, but I'm not sure how to answer it, because I really don't play to the full effect of others might play. All right, let's that little plot of dirt seems like a good place to build an elevated hidey hole. Since we've only got 4 dirt, it'll be perfect. Oh, it was perfect until I messed it up. Oh, well, now I gotta... Hold on, cows. Give me that dirt. Running out of time. Getting dangerous. Ha, ha, ha. Boop. Alright, let's go to sleep. And continue in the morning. And awakeness. That's a pig. I thought that was a pink sheep. Could I possibly have missed a pink sheep? Carrying on. Xavier Penguin asks, thinking back to episode 179, speaking of episodes from a long time ago, when you invoked the hidey hole paradox. Do you like my hat? It's large and heavy and made of stone. Back to the hidey hole paradox, when you invoked the hidey hole paradox. Where's that question? How did you feel to get Wolfie back? How did you feel about having Wolfie back as your traveling companion? How did you feel about the fact that we lost Wolfie? That we lost Wolfie in the code of Minecraft. Oh, the fact that having Wolfie lost in the code of Minecraft made people and fans of yours have so much emotion behind an icon. You're an icon, Wolfie. An icon. I don't know what that makes me then. An emoticon? You're asking me well delayed as to how I felt. I don't remember feelings. It was really disappointing in the time. See, the thing is I didn't travel long without Wolfie. I only traveled during the end, like the last hour or so of that Flobathon, in which he vanished to that glitch, in which there were like 10 other people in a call with me. So it really didn't hit me as if I were to be walking alone, like in episodes after episodes after episodes. We pretty much right away pressed F3, had the whole end of the Flobathon, took a little break, and then started the next season with the climactic return of Wolfie by invoking the hidey hole paradox. So it really wasn't that long. I mean, certainly things like the song, "Careful, Wolfie." We're gonna find out soon enough again, actually. The song that Pungence wrote and uploaded, stuff like that was a surprise. But I guess I chalked it up to it being just part of the story of Farlands or Bust, part of the narrative, even if there can be considered what, a narrative, not really an intentional narrative, an improvised narrative based on what happens in the game. So yeah, that's all I kind of chalked it up to, I do believe. He's been all right since. We've taken extra care Now that we know, or sort of know, what cause such things and trying to avoid such things in the future. Yoweasel, very timely question here, asks, at $40,000, you said you'd do Minecraft's Crack Pack, modded Minecraft, but frankly, I find the erosion mod you mentioned far more interesting. Would you consider doing your own modded series with mods like that, more focused on nature and exploration? Well, I do believe such a mod pack already exists for nature and exploration, and that is Life in the Woods. So I am in no way interested in creating, even if just privately, in creating and searching and finding and learning how to install and conflicts between mods and things like that. I could not be less interested in such things as these. I'm a very big fan of just plug and play. Now this, install and it works, and get on with the video game. So I'm not in any way interested in what's the word I'm looking for? Curating my own mod pack. Like I said, even if it's just for myself, just a series of mods. I mean, I've looked up and I've seen what the erosion mod does, and that I think is really. Wolfie, where are you going over there for? Like, I'm not sure how it would be different if I installed it myself. But then again, the mod alone by itself probably doesn't change enough to warrant, like, making a whole brand new world and series or whatever around it. It is something that I suggested we add to the Crack Pack, but was denied, which was interesting. Because I thought we were going for more of a conservative mod pack, but I guess ended up putting in all the same mods with pipes and machines and loaders and compressors and thingers and bobbers and shakers and boopers that end up causing a bunch of lag. So the result was the same, but we'll see. It's still, like I said, we reached $40,000. I'm still going to hold true to that and try it out. I did, speaking of Life in the Woods, I did hear from Fedrin. She's also part of the Crack Pack server, but hasn't played much because she doesn't know what to do. And I'm like, well, neither do I. So we can not know what to do together, maybe, if we can find some time to hop on and see what's up. Everybody wants me, obviously, to go into space and the moon and Mars and stuff. I could do that if I'm provided a free spacecraft and all the equipment. I don't really want to, work for all that junk. Oh, man. I'll play the mod pack, but not use any of the mods. I'll just be playing vanilla Minecraft. Hey, Wolfie, are you not seeing these pigs I'm punching up here? You need food. You're wearing that pig as a hat. There we go. That one had a lot going for it, so we can continue on. Oh, am I going the right way? Yeah, I am. Wolfie knows. Wolfie knows. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see. We will have to see indeed. I mean, it's certainly interesting, the whole morphing mod, where you kill a mob and are able to turn into that. Everybody right away wants to get the flying mobs, so like bats and things like that, so you can fly around. Is interesting. The turtles are kind of interesting, having a thing do mining for you. I almost feel like I could use that to make, because it just digs down, like make another missile silo of doom, which is kind of what, at least on the server, Ko and Justin did. They had their rocket launch silos, which I'm like, this is exactly what I was looking for in Season 3 of Minecraft. But I like have ideas of what I could build with those, or not build, kind of extract with those and build around those. I don't know. We'll just have to see. It might be a little bit of time on figuring out how to set that up and whether or not the official server is even usable anymore or not. I'll have to check it out. But, yeah. There's that. Oh, excuse me, Wolfie. Aye. That was the third one today. I think we'll end it there. We'll end it there. The end. Bye. No, as far as the questions, just because I have on my notes, I've copied and pasted the words to the song that I spoke, and it pushed a bunch of the questions off the page. So I can't really read them without speculating. So I'm not going to speculate. Woo! Watch your step. Very foresty land we've been walking through. Some forests and some snow today. Those are really the themes of the biomes today. Wolfie agrees. We had some pretty cool cliffs and hills and things, too. Ah, oh. Bop, 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 bop. See, I'm not sure. I don't feel like that. The crack pack. I don't feel like that lends itself to YouTube videos, so that'll probably be happening on stream, more than likely, twitch.tv/KurtJMac. And even last, well, today's Tuesday, so 2 days ago I did a late night stream and got a whole different kind of audience involved. So maybe I'll be mixing it up. Ooh, I'll be mixing it up a bunch for different time zones and whatnot. So worry not, my friends. Woof. Wolfie agrees. Let's try to get over to this area. It seems kind of cool. Archways and hanging stone and dirt. Neat stuff. I think we can probably build into here, and I think we will. That is exactly what we'll do. Oh, hello. How about you move out of the way? Nope, you're not going to do that? Yep, there we go. Hey, pop. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's dig down a little bit. I'm kind of near the surface here. And yeah, that's going to be episode 603 of the series for you. I appreciate everybody who has donated and continues to donate to Child's Play charity at farlandsorbust.com. Getting us past that $40,000 mini goal and hopefully continuing the steam forward ahead for that $60,000 season 6 goal. Wolfie thinks that's exciting, so I hope you continue to do that. It's much appreciated. Let's make the beds for the next episode. Oops. As well as some boats. Bunch of boats. Bunch of boats indeed. Plunk down the bed, grab the workbench. Indeed. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this episode of Farlands or Bust. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. See, they've got nothing on us. Oh, I've fallen. They've got something on me.